Welcome in collective. My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. The way we're going to run through this message today, my darlings, is we're going to go through some channel messages that my spirit team and I have pulled through for you, and then we'll move into your tarot and oracle portion. Stick around if you've been feeling really flat and defeated and like you're needing more rest at this point in time, and particularly if you don't really have like a reason as to why that's happening for you. What's occurring as far as what Spirit's telling me is that you're in this period of like finding equilibrium, yeah? And with that found equilibrium, now you're having a place or a period where you're actually able to rest. What I think some of you are coming up against is that now that you're given this time or this space or this environment to rest, you're now struggling to actually like give yourself a moment's peace is how it's coming through. So I want to get into these channel messages because the way that Spirit's bringing it through, my darlings, is like in the very recent past, or potentially even still like currently for some of you, there has been a deep mourning period, yeah? Something that involved drama, shame, something that was of the past, yeah, but definitely something that's come to mind. And this Three of Swords necklace is really shining in the light there. So it could have been, you know, something that potentially involved other people that betrayed you, or it could have been where you had some form of self-betrayal of some kind. The reason that I think it's coming through at this point in time is because Spirit's saying that these tides of distraction that we go through in our lifetimes and in certain cycles as we age and as we grow as individuals, yeah, the tide of destruction is a necessary cycle, and then that brings you into the tide of renewal. And what I'm saying is that a lot of you are about to enter into the tide of renewal, or potentially for some of you, you have entered into it, yeah, and now you're hit with this like overwhelming sense of exhaustion and feeling really depleted and potentially not really entirely sure why. The reason that Spirit's saying that for me is that that's part of the renewal process, yeah? It's part of like you need to rest, you need to recuperate, you need to replenish your energy in whatever way feels appropriate for you. And Spirit's saying that a lot of these opportunities for renewal, yeah, they come from towers and tides of destruction. So putting that energy where it fits for you guys. There's a lot of energy here that's telling me that there's a lot of pleasant surprises, brighter energies coming through for you. Some of you, this is going to be in the form of divine intervention, yeah? And whether there's energies coming in that are supporting or suppressing your dreams or your vision or your goals or your momentum or whatever this is, yeah? Really remembering that everything that happens to you is happening for you in some way, shape or form, and then what are you to do with that, yeah? And then how are you going to proceed forward? So for some of you, there is this energy of potentially being burnt out, potentially being in damage control in some way. This could be due to something that you've done or due to something that's potentially happened outside or external to you, but you are impacted by in some way. Spirit's talking a lot about rapid growth, advancement, and a lot of stuff here around learning to dance with your darkness, yeah? Like learning to dance to the beat of your own drum. A lot of stuff here around like creating sacred space and finding security in the wake of whatever's happened that was potentially, you know, a bit of a tower for some of you. Now, Spirit's bringing to mind that I channel these messages at the end of July-ish. And some of them I've actually crossed out and I've changed, yeah? So some of you are finding that a gentler approach is more appropriate. Some of you are finding that you're finding your footing in a certain Spirit is saying a lot about environment. It is a lot about like a place that you're being. Something about the familiarity and the comfort and things like that is coming through. So yeah, put that energy where that fits for you guys. Some of you guys at this point in time will be finding feathers or coins like literally at your feet, like along your path. You'll just be going along your day and you'll be finding, yeah, coins and feathers in particular along your path. When that happens, just stop, take a moment, yeah, think about what you were thinking about, what were you talking about, be observant of your surroundings, things like that. When these things are put on our path, it is for us to take notice, yeah? So really being aware is going to be your best bet, and particularly in the way of this divine intervention and things like that, okay? Other things that Spirit was bringing through is that at this point in time, your dream state might be intensified, yeah, and there's coded messages in these dreams. If you wake up and you remember and retain some of the information from the dream state, I urge you to write it down. I urge you to like kind of delve into that in whatever way feels appropriate, because there is something coming through in these messages, in these dreams, that's like specific messages to you. Spirit saying pertinent to your journey at this point in time. Right, now Spirit's leading me to the power of polarization, yeah, and both darkness and light. And Spirit's saying to me how they're equal forces of nature and how we need both. Okay, so putting that energy where it fits, and then like they're bringing me back to that learning to dance with your darkness and the shadows and things like that coming into play. So potentially for some of you, this tide of destruction was completely internal work, yeah, deep shadow work that you've been doing in the very recent past, that now you're feeling a sense of equilibrium with, or you've alchemized that in some way, shape or form for yourself, and now you're feeling that you're coming into the tide of renewal. Yeah, that's what Spirit's bringing through here. And where we are in the wheel of the year as well, potentially if you're in the southern hemisphere, especially if you're in the southern hemisphere, excuse me, and where we are coming into spring, that is the tide of renewal. Yeah, this is the time of replenishment and rejuvenation and things. Spirit saying harvest season, but I was going to say, and things coming to the surface, yeah, things coming to full bloom in certain cases. Some of the things for you guys to keep your eyes out for, just as little, yeah, like I almost make them as like little checkpoints, like psychic bingo, as I proceed through the month. So if I see these things or they just like happen upon my path, like the feathers or the coins, I just take that as a little sign that I am progressing in the right way and that Spirit is supporting me through this, yeah. So spiders, coconuts, any kind of wings, yeah. So I didn't bring the wings into your reading today, I apologize. I channeled these messages a few months ago, but something about wings, yeah. So whether that's angel wings, bird wings, dragon wings, whatever it may be. Also dinosaurs and ladybugs and birds all having wings, and then also something about a bicycle. And now I'm hearing a tandem bicycle, which wasn't really here before, and then also something about really big dogs, yeah. And Spirit's also bringing me to security here as well. Something as well coming through about siblings this month, yeah, and whether this is you and your siblings or whether this is you dealing with a set of siblings in some way, shape or form, it was really highlighted here. So paying attention to siblings that you might be dealing with. And then also there was something about like pleasant surprises coming through for you guys, yeah. And the way that this comes through is like potentially in the form of divine intervention, yeah. And those wings will be a sign for you guys that this message applies to. The way that Spirit's presenting this is that supernatural forces have sealed some form of ancient gate, yeah. And put that energy where it fits and apply it as it fits to your situation. The way that I'm seeing this is like your Spirit saying the word safeguarded, protected, safeguarded. I like that. Okay. And they are really calling in that divine intervention. So if you're still in this tide of destruction, if you're still feeling like, you know, you're burnt out, there's a period of damage control or a period of like uncertainty or pressure even that you're just really struggling to get through, yeah. Trusting in not only your ability to overcome and your ability to like use these painful pieces, yeah, as building blocks for your future, but also trusting in, you know, the universe pays attention to what's happening for each and every one of us, and it's up to you whether or not you allow for the pivot points that Spirit brings in to be the opportunities that they can be for you. And that is how Spirit's like presenting this. Like there is a lot of stuff around like the polarization, yeah, and like Spirit's showing me bricks now, and they're saying like these bricks can be used as barriers that can prevent you from moving forward, or they can be used as building blocks to help you ascend or to help you, Spirit saying like create more security for yourself as well. So whatever's going on for you guys, there is something within this that's like rapidly shifting, rapidly changing. And sometimes the Spirit saying like not only the speed, but the magnetism of the change that's happening can be really, really destabilizing for some of you. And potentially like, it can be like, the way that Spirit's showing it to me is like, say you're on like a ride at the fair, yeah, and it's really fast ride and it's really spinning and whatnot. And then you get off the ride and you come back to land and the world feels a little bit chaotic, but you are on stable ground. Yeah, so that's kind of the energy that Spirit's presenting with this. It feels like for a lot of you, you're very aware that you're on stable ground, and you're potentially even aware of why there's that feeling of maybe like some vertigo or something like that. Like it's akin to vertigo, yeah. The awareness piece is important, and I'm not entirely sure why, but there is this deep awareness that you've got for why you're maybe like, Spirit's saying, like needing to be recalibrated in some way, or like needing to just give yourself a certain amount of time for things to shift back into focus. Okay, my darling. So we're going to move into your tarot portion now, or actually something that I really totally missed here. Yeah. So Spirit's talking about, like spiders' webs, yeah, but they're talking about webs in connection to like weaving and the tapestry of your life and the creative flow, and potentially like creating from the chaos of the latest cycle. Yeah, and that can be a really powerful energy for you to not only transmute the past and what's happened, but to harness that energy and to use it for something that can benefit not only your life, but potentially others and those around you. Spirit saying to me as well, like our planet, the earth, reflects humanity. All is one, and adopting animistic views at this point in time is going to be really, like, not only beneficial to you, but beneficial to your understanding of this ebb and flow that's happening with this tide of destruction and the tide of renewal that's coming back through, yeah? Also stuff around like welcome to the jungle and plants coming through quite strongly. I'm also hearing stuff around flowers. Okay, my darling, so we're going to move into your oracle. So we'll start with The Time Travelers by Denise Lynn. 12/12 could be significant for you guys, maybe the 12th of December. Potentially just the time 12/12. Something about patience at this point in time is really, yeah, see, and even like bringing back to that message of like, if you get off the ride, you understand that it just a moment or so and you will be like feeling more stable, and the brain will come back into a place of clarity, stability. It's more about the stability than it is about the clarity, is how Spirit's presenting it. Okay, my loves, show me what I need to see for the collective here. Adventure, love this. And activation. Okay, so we've got the Silk Road in Mongolia, and then we've got activation, humans discovering fire in Africa, right? So there has been something monumental that's occurred here for you, and potentially you set out on some adventure and then you made some huge discovery, yeah, like life-changing discovery. And this could have been potentially something, the way that it comes through, yeah, with this really light card and then this really dark card, is that maybe in the tide of destruction, you went into this feeling like everything's all airy-fairy, la-di-da-di-da, and then you encountered some kind of, you know, dark cave where there was something potentially like the shadow work. It is the shadow work. There is something about the darkness that's really important in this piece here. And I do feel like for most of you, that's where the discovery was made. Yeah, and this internal discovery that you're potentially bringing forward, like it could even be something that other people are fearful of, other people have never seen before, like humans discovering fire. If you look at that, that was a pivotal, huge, monumental change for humankind. And it's found through adventure. It's found through like something that you potentially didn't know was going to result in such a huge, Spirit saying, cataclysmic activation for yourself and for your journey. And I think for most of you, right, there is this period where maybe you should just rest. Maybe you should just become mesmerized by like whatever it is that you found in this cave. Maybe that is like where you're finding a sense of equilibrium or a state of, it is a place to rest, is how it's coming through. Yeah, and if you look in the background of this, yeah, there's like lightning and a storm, and then here they are in a cave with fire. And so there is something about like the environment coming through, but also about like the rest piece, yeah, and the warmth and the period of like rejuvenation. It's really important for you guys at this point in time. It is. All right, some of you guys are having like unexpected visitors, unexpected activations, unexpected discoveries. Like there is something coming through here that's like pleasant surprise, definitely, and definitely something that you can use on your path, definitely something that you can utilize moving forward. Look at this card. I've never seen this card. All right, so this is number 26, Magic, Glastonbury in Britain. And it's very much like Ace of Cups. So this is a new beginning. There is something here that potentially you've discovered that is like setting you on this brand new path. And for some of you, it's a pathway that is potentially like shrouded in darkness is what I'm hearing. But it's a beautiful pathway nonetheless. Yeah. And there's warmth and a sense of adventure, even if there is a sense of trepidation. Okay, this energy is starting to really unfold here, and I do enjoy it. For some of you, like this is an adventure into love. Like I can't shy away from that. For most of you, it's an adventure into your personal power or some kind of activation that you've had that will absolutely change your life. Yeah, like indescribably. And for Spirit saying like for the long haul, like once humans discovered fire, there was no going back. Like you can't unsee what you've seen is how Spirit's presenting it. See, for some of you, yeah, you may have like interrupted sleep at this time. You may be like having really intense dreams, like really maybe going on adventures in your dreams. Yeah, pay attention to what information you retain in the morning because it is really pertinent. Spirit keeps saying pertinent information, yeah, and it pertains to this activation. It pertains to this discovery, yeah. This all feels like personal ascension, personal achievement, like discovering your own personal magic through some kind of really, really destructive and like upsetting, potentially like chaotic and all the rest of it time in your life. Like that is generally where we find our power, yeah. And for some of us, it's almost like you put yourself in this position like accidentally, or you don't really understand how like this grand adventure has somehow ended in. For some of you, you're still in the darkness, yeah, and you're yet to have activated this flame. Yeah, some of you are still like really in this sense of like, how is my adventure just all gone like tits up? For some of you, the way that this is coming through is like you're right on that precipice of like discovering the fire, discovering the flame. Spirit showing me a pilot light now, and they're saying like, if there's any blockages, the light will struggle to make its way to the surface. There is something about that. And potentially for some of you, right, like whatever you've discovered here, you could be really protective of, yeah, with this activation of the fire and then the protecting treasure card coming through. Yeah, if there was rain coming down, you would have to protect this flame, you would have to protect this fire, you would have to protect this discovery in some way, shape or form. Give me one more. Show me magic. Owls are going to be significant for you guys. Owls, we've got the dinosaurs coming through here, and we did get that in your channeled messages. So that's a confirmation of this activating some kind of power within you. Yeah, there is something within this that's astronomical, maybe out of this world, maybe like something prehistoric that you've now like discovered. Yeah, this ancient discovery and this activation. There is something here that's really important about not only you protecting it, yeah, but you recognizing the magic in it, you recognizing the value in it. And I see that for a lot of you, you do. Yeah, for a lot of you, you recognize not only maybe the value in how it presents externally to you, but how that then reflects internally. And Spirit saying like the rise in your personal power, that is how I'm seeing this coming through, my darlings. Show me magic. Something about a jewelry box now and diamonds. Here in gold. I'm hearing gold. Look at this card. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, so wishing well and this magic, like this is telling me that there are going to be pleasant surprises here. And potentially for some of you, like these are things that you don't expect. Potentially for some of you, this is part of the discovery. For a lot of you, it feels like these are things that are, Spirit saying like results of the discovery. That's how it's coming through. Like results of the discovery, results of the activation. Rewards. Some of you, it's for some of you this activation, for some of you this journey that you've been on has been some kind of like education piece, and now you've like activated and graduated, whatever that is for yourself. Like you've come to the point of completion, and there is a sense of like fulfillment and celebration that comes through with these cards. Spirit saying striking gold. And the yin and yang symbol on my tattoo is really like sticking out to me here. So there is something here where you have found equilibrium. You have. Spirit's now showing me the Temperance card. For some of you, right, what this is that okay, the way that Spirit's presenting it is like for some of you, like you potentially ran from your shadow, you potentially ran from your fears, and it's only once you're able to recognize that with darkness, that makes the fire brighter. Yeah, there's something about the contrast, there's something about the polarization that's super important, and I'm not entirely sure that I'm getting the message through to you guys because I don't really feel that I'm 100% putting it into the right words for the energy that Spirit's presenting, but it's almost like there is a protective piece, there is an umbrella, there is something about this cave that's really important. There's something about the contrast that's really important, and there is something significant about this well and the magic. Like for a lot of you, this is like ascension stuff. This is where you've gone into a dark cave and you've had some personal discovery that is absolutely striking gold. Yeah, and you recognize the value of it. Yeah, potentially for some of you, you don't want to come out of the cave. You don't want to bring it out of the cave. You don't want to share it with other people, and that can be okay. Yeah, the way that Spirit's presenting it is like you will emerge all in due time. We are coming into that harvest season. We are coming into spring. We are coming into the tide of renewal, Spirit's saying, where I do think that you will find a way to share this magic or to bring this power out of the cave. Yeah, to share this with whoever it is that is on your mind as we're going through this reading. What I'm getting here is that potentially for some of you, the darkness is still serving its purpose. Potentially for some of you, you've become comfortable in the darkness. You want to stay in the darkness. You don't want to venture out of the cave, and that can be okay. Don't push yourself to do anything that makes you... Okay. Spirit is saying for some of you, yeah, the cave represents that merry-go-round or that ride at the carnival, yeah, where you enjoy that cycle of chaos, yeah, and you don't really want to get off the ride yet, and that can be okay. But at some point you will have to step back onto solid ground, and that is how Spirit's presenting this here. Like, and maybe for some of you, you get to see what's actually in the well. Yeah, for some of you, maybe you still think that there's a long ways to go on the journey, and Spirit's saying to me, like, I'm hearing the word mirage. It is like stumbling upon something though. Like that is kind of how it's coming through here. Like you've stumbled upon something that has been absolutely valuable to your journey. You recognize that immediately. Like this, for some of you, was just wishes coming true. For others of you, it was money. For others of you, this was some kind of internal activation. There is a lot of stuff here that's telling me that you're quite protective of this, potentially to the point of not wanting to move, not wanting to come back from your adventure, not wanting to like, there is something about this that you're like still resisting to a degree. And I wonder why. See, there is a resistance here. It's maybe that you don't want to share it with other people. Maybe Okay, for some of you, you don't trust other people with it. That's what I just heard from Spirit, is that something, and like this Three of Swords is really calling to me again in my necklace, yeah? Some of you don't trust other people with this, and that's okay, yeah? Some of you need to wait in the cave, Spirit saying, until other people join you in the cave, and that is just for a small portion of you, but that can be like where you're sitting in this safety aspect of like really needing to like protect the treasure that you've just activated within yourself, really needing to harden your shell in some way, shape or form. Like honor that process for yourself. Like don't push yourself out into the rain. Maybe wait for a clearer day or something like that. There is something here that's telling me that there is still some form of resistance on your part with bringing this magic, or like, see, even in the way that this woman's like, she's kind of leaning away from, like, she's not peering into it. She's not grasping at any of it. She's just aware of it. This is weird energy. Okay, so for some of you, the way that this comes through is like, this is very much attached. The reason that you want to stay and protect the treasure or protect the activation is because the activation came through pain. Yeah, there was something that was maybe a misstep on your part or on someone else's part that really like helped to like crack this open or break this through. Yeah, there is this energy that's telling me that for some of you, it was a hard lesson learned, yeah, and there was potentially something that, it does feel like something that you deem as a misstep. Yeah, it feels more like a misstep that somehow then placed you in this place. Yeah, and it does feel like maybe you went in with a sense of there was something cocky about this. That's what this is. Whether it was you or someone else, yeah, reverse the roles, put the energy wherever it fits for your situation. The way that this comes through is like there was something that you've learned from, whether it was a mistake on someone else's part or a misstep on your part or whatever the case may have been. Something here that was done from a place of Spirit saying like overconfidence. Yeah, it has somehow taught you the lesson or put you in this place where you've made this beautiful discovery. Yeah, that has put the end, a complete end to one cycle. Yeah, and we can't deny that, like, when humans discovering fire was monumental for humankind. Yeah, so there is something around like the end that was really necessary. The way that this comes through, right, for some of you is maybe you're a bit fragile at this point in time. Like maybe you're really like protective of your personal position, protective of your heart, like really like in a state of wanting to hide in the garden or hide in the cave or hide in your bed, whatever the case may be. Like really not, Spirit's bringing in that energy again about like recalibrating after the ending, like getting off the ride and then giving yourself a moment to pause, giving yourself a moment to like, Spirit saying revel in the achievement. That's what they said, right? And this can be a private ceremony. This does not have to be something that you share with anyone else. This is an achievement. This is a huge achievement. Wow, okay. Show me that. And you will bring it to other people, yeah? Because I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You will bring it to other people, but all in due time, yeah? All in due time, my darlings. And potentially even like, if you're feeling this sense of like, okay, so Spirit's saying to me, like, in this period of pause, in this period of like being a little bit fragile, wanting to isolate yourself in some way, shape, or form, and like really having to prioritize your personal needs above all else at this point in time, yeah, the way that they're showing it to me is like if you've just stepped off the ride and you're like, you know, visibly unsteady, somebody could potentially come in and offer you an arm of support. Yeah, and I do see you extending your hand out to accept that support. That is how this is coming through. So it does feel like maybe gradually you'll start to bring this magic to other people. I'm not entirely sure if this reading's making any sense at all. I'm going to post it for you guys because those messages were important, and Spirit's saying to me the shift has changed things in the long term. Yeah, and I think that for some of you, okay, okay, I got you, Spirit, thank you. Right, so what Spirit's saying as well with this protecting treasure and where she's leaning away from it a little bit, yeah, for some of you, it's because fire is hot, fire is dangerous. Whatever you've discovered could potentially be something that warms you and helps you, but it could also be something that harms you. And like, take that energy and put it where it fits, but this is where your discernment is key. This is where I think like finding that time to recalibrate, like isolating yourself for as long as it feels appropriate for you, is definitely going to be key here, because it's like this has been something that will not only stick, yeah, but it's been a really drastic shift. Yeah, it's like from day to night for some of you, and it can be something that is really disconcerting. Yeah, but for most of you, it seems like you're starting to find a sense of comfort, a sense of grace, a sense of understanding even for like how you got to this point. And also, right, this is really significant, Spirit saying to me, you also recognize the value in like where you now sit or what you now have. That's a huge part of this, is your recognition and your devotion to that. Yeah, so like, I actually love this reading. I feel like it doesn't make any sense at all as I'm going through it, but the energy of it is lush and the channel messages were important. So I am going to post this for you guys, like trusting in the endings. Yeah, trusting in whatever is cycled out. Yeah, no one who discovers fire wishes they didn't discover fire. Okay, the way the Spirit's likening this for me is like, for some of you, this is spiritual activation, okay? And it's like, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it piece. It's that, you know, it can be dangerous. This is fucking a lot of you, and this is, for a lot of you, this is love as well. Yeah, where you've activated something, you've found that spark within the heart, and now it's like, whoa, danger zone, danger Will Robinson, because there's something that's like, love can hurt you in the same sense that magic can hurt you, in the same sense that, you know, fire can hurt you. So the way that Spirit's bringing this energy through is like, give yourself a moment to recalibrate, give yourself a moment to like find your footing in this new normal. Peacocks are going to be significant for you guys at this point in time, and particularly those of you that are feeling like things are still chaotic, things are really moving at a rapid pace, or maybe like there's fire but you don't really know how to harness it and contain it and things like that. Like really giving yourself a moment to recalibrate, give yourself some time, because these changes will stick. Yeah, and these changes will benefit people around you, that will benefit the environment around you. There is something about the environment as well. Like, what do you do with this fire? Where do you take it? There are a lot of question marks here for a lot of you. What I would say is to let the mystery unfold, let things unravel, let the universe surprise you, and you know, you can bank on divine intervention coming through at exactly the right time, in exactly the right way, and in unexpected beautiful ways. Yeah, this replenishment, this rejuvenation that's coming through, it feels like it's not only, see, it's the result of finding this fire. It's like now you are able to harness magic. You recognize that this fire has the potential for destruction. It has the potential for creativity. It has the potential for so many different things. And you recognize the value in that. Something about the 333, I'm getting 3339 here. So a lot of stuff about threes, and this is all that expansion stuff, isn't it? You know, threes talk about expansion. We're seeing that coming through here. So for those of you that are feeling isolated, there will be assistance. It will be offered to you, and you will be appreciative of that assistance when it comes in. So if you're feeling a little bit standoffish with any of the energies around you, don't feel that you need to accept or allow anything to come near you at this point in time that doesn't feel right. Yeah, like in the same way that if something around the fire, yeah, and being careful of like who you let touch it and things like that. Very interesting, weird messages coming through today, my darlings. I am going to leave that one there because I've got quite a few things to film today. Sending you guys all my love. Let me know how this goes for you guys in the comments, because I just love to hear what's happening for you guys and how this stuff fits. I might just close out with one of the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle. Sorry, I didn't show you the other oracle that we used. It was the Enchanted Map. Okay, so from the Secrets of the Ancestors, messages to close out this reading here, my darlings, please. All right, so you guys got the Altar of Earth, Limitless Prosperity, and this is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is that brand new beginning. Yeah, this is discovering fire. This is like coming to that place of stability and gaining equilibrium and then moving forward from that place. All right, so 37. Receive, receive, receive. Receive everything. Wealth, love, health, opportunities. Make way for new financial and career opportunities. It is reaping season. You should feel grounded and secure. It may be finally time to welcome those delicious rewards you've been collecting in your energetic vortex. I've not read this book before. This ancestor is unapologetically rich and successful. This is your time to shine. Embrace this fresh start with confidence and take practical steps to manifest your intentions, whether it be in the realm of finances, career, or health. Trust in your ability to create a rock-solid foundation for success and make the most of the fertile ground ahead. The Altar of Earth comes forward with the energy of a Hindu goddess. The pronunciation I may stuff up, but it's the Hindu goddess Bhudevi, the fertile Mother Earth incarnation of the prosperous Lakshmi. Practice what it feels like to be lucky. What does it mean to have resources at your disposal? How does your nervous system feel when faced with abundance? Do you feel safe? I open my arms wide to all wealth flowing my way. I love this energy for you guys. I really love that we did this reading. Something around July. Yeah, checking in with yourself, what was happening at that time, potentially like reading your old journal entries and things like that. Even text messages or emails could give you a clue as to what's happening here that's potentially coming to an end, yeah, with that deep mourning period is over and these brighter energies are introduced. And I love so much that, you know, the brighter energies introduced in that Discovering Fire card. It's just, I love the magic. I love the magic so much. Okay, my darlings, sending you all my love. If you guys got to the end of this, can you guys leave me a bee emoji? Yeah, because I want to see how many of you actually watched till the end. All right, I love yous, and let me know how you guys go. Good luck. Ugh.